Good morning, students. As we know, we started animal fibers in the previous classes. Now we are going to start next topic, which is Indian breeds of sheep. Look at the table of some common breeds of sheep in India. In northern region, the breeds of sheep are Vakarwari, Gaddi, Kashmiri Merino. Yearly we get about 1 to 1.25 kg of wool per sheep. In western region, the breeds of sheep are Marwari, Lohi, Nali, Bikaneri, Patanwari. Each sheep provides about 1.40 to 2.8 kg of wool every year. In eastern region, the breeds are Bolangir, Chota Nagpuri, Sahabdi. We get nearly approx 0.25 to 1.5 kg of wool from every sheep. In southern region, the breeds are Coimbatore, Deccani, Nilgiri. Each sheep of the breed gives 0.40 to 1.6 kg of wool annually. Now the topic is rearing and extraction of wool. Dear students, sheep rearing means farming of sheep. In rearing, we pet sheep to obtain wool. Now see the process how to extract wool from sheep. Dear students, there are some processes which involve in extraction of wool from sheep. The first point is shearing. Shearing means the removal of the hair along with thin layer from the sheep's body. Shearing is done annually in summer months so that by the time it is winter, a new coat of hair grows to protect the sheep from cold. It is done manually with a large razor or with an automatic shearing machine. Dear student, the second point is scouring. The sheared skin with hair is washed by simply dipping it in warm water. Basically, it is a cleanness process. Scouring removes dust, dirt, dead cells, grease and vegetable matter. Dear students, the third point is sorting. This process involves grouping of wool according to its texture. It is the quality of fleece that decides the grade of the wool according to its length, texture, color, scale, structure and fineness. The fourth process is dyeing. The fibers are dyed in various colors according to dictates of fashion and demand. And at last, final processing takes place. In this process, the fibers are straightened by putting them through rollers which are then stretched and twisted into yarns. These yarns are wound to form balls of wool used for knitting or weaving woolen cloths. Then the wool comes to the wholesaler and then to the retailers and finally reaches to us. Now I am going to discuss silk production. Silk, called the queen of textiles because of its good quality. Sericulture. What is the sericulture? Rearing of silkworm for the production of raw silk is called sericulture or silk farming. China and Japan are the two main producers of silk. India and Italy are also producing silk. Now, the characteristics of silk. First point, it is a natural fiber. Second, it is as strong as steel. Third point is it has a natural tendency to repel dust. Fourth point, it has a unique natural shine. Fifth point, it is a bad conductor of heat, so it is comfortable to be worn in both warm and cold weather. Now, life cycle of a silk moth. The female silk moth lays approx 300 to 400 eggs in clusters on mulberry leaves. When the eggs hatch, a tiny caterpillar crawl out. This is silkworm or larva. Now life cycle of a silkworm. Look at this picture. See, first the female moth lays many tiny eggs. Where see, look at this figure on the leaves. On second, a tiny black caterpillar hatches out of its egg. See here. Now in third, the caterpillar eats mulberry leaves and grows bigger and bigger. How eating these leaves? See. Now see, the fourth point, the caterpillar spins a cocoon of silk threads around itself. Look at this figure. Now the fifth point, inside the cocoon, the caterpillar changes into a pupa. See this figure of the pupa. This cocoon is a hard shell of protein. Now in sixth point, the pupa changes into a moth. The moth comes out of the cocoon. Look at this. This is the adult moth. Now in seventh point, the adult moth met each other and the life cycle carried on. Now talking about workers' health. Many workers work in the silk and wool industries in order to obtain fibers. During the extraction of wool and silk, they face a number of problems like Shorter's disease. Shorter's disease means the problem related to the blood. Second one is respiratory disease. Respiratory disease means that the problem created in inhalation like asthma and other bronchial problem. Third one is some skin infection. The workers working in silk industry, generally they boil cocoon in water to kill the worms. During the time their skin gets infected and they infected their skin and suffer the problem with the blisters and raw skin. Now the chapter is over. Dear students, you have to complete all the question answer of these chapters. So study sincerely. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.